in your backyard. Go and find it!
We'll head around to all the towns, head away, holiday. South Aussie with Cosi's on sit down. South Aussie with Cosi. In South Australia we will go, head away, holiday. South Australia all the way, South Aussie with Cosi.
G'day and welcome to another episode of South Aussie with Cosi. Do you know tourism in South Australia employs 33,000 people? If you want to create more jobs in South Australia, I'll tell you how to do it. It's really easy. Travel in your own state more often, or as I always say to people, get on the phone to your interstate relatives and tell them to come here to South Australia and have a holiday. Now, before I tell you what I'm doing at the Adelaide Zoo, let's have a look at what's on the show. Coming up, have you heard of the Whyalla dolphins? Okay, these are the friendliest dolphins in South Australia, and I'll show you how you can stay at Discovery Holiday Parks Whyalla for $34 a night and visit the dolphins that rock up pretty much every day for free.
Adelaide Zoo has a really long and rich history. We opened to the public in 1883, so more than 130 years ago. We're the second oldest zoo in the nation, and we're the only major metropolitan zoo that is a not-for-profit conservation charity. So we're not run or operated by our state government, which makes us quite unique.
You know, I've been lucky enough to go to zoos all over the world, and I can tell you that our zoo here in Adelaide is way better than New York Zoo, heaps better than London, and miles better than Shanghai. We are so lucky here in South Australia, but some people say to me that going to the zoo is too expensive. Well, give me a few minutes of your time and I'll show you and you just how affordable a day at the zoo can be.
The way to get the best value out of a visit to Adelaide Zoo is to plan your day around some of our free activities. We have a whole heap on, which range from keeper presentations where you get to meet some of the animals, or animal feeds where you get to see the animals up close and personal.
See you later.
So we're now in our 4th hour at the zoo and it is tucker time. Now the zoo's got lots of yummy food options here at the zoo, but if you are on a tight budget you can always bring your own, or do what we did, meet halfway, buy a couple of ice creams, buy some pies, but bring your own drinks. Saves you heaps of money.
Zoo membership is a great affordable option for families to take advantage of Adelaide and Renato Zoo. You get to visit 365 days a year. And just remember, when you're leaving Adelaide Zoo, consider taking a 2 Zoos pass out, because that will get you 50% off a visit to Renato Zoo.
We've had a great day at the Adelaide Zoo, and I did tell you we'd do it on the cheap. So it's now time to work out how much per person the whole day cost us. Righto, well it's $85 for the family of 5 to get into the zoo. We spent $25 at the cafe and we bought our own drinks and snacks. That saves money. So all up, $110 for the 5 of us for a whole day. We spent 7 hours at the zoo, so it's only $15 an hour to feed and entertain the kids. And you gotta say, that beats sitting on the iPad. Become a Zoos SA member and you can save even more.
South Aussie with Cosi. South Aussie with Cosi.
If you're a regular viewer of South Aussie with Cosi, you'll know just how much I love the Central Market. It's one of those places that supports local people. It summarises everything I'm all about. Shopping local, spending time with loved ones and getting out and about. You know, the Central Market has been around for years. It's tradition, it's family. So I thought I'd bring you back to the market and show you why so many hundreds of thousands of people walk past here every single day.
Whyalla started in 1957. It was the first pizza bar in Adelaide. So Whyalla is my grandmother, and she used to make the pizzas at home, and then her neighbour used to say, you know, what's that smell, what are you making? And so she showed her, and then the two of them opened up the shop. By coming to the market and supporting the businesses here, like they're family-run businesses, you know, and kids can touch and smell and they can taste, which you don't really get that at a supermarket.
Our business is a bit unique. It's an old-fashioned butcher shop where you come and buy the meat. A lot of people take pieces of meat home, cut it up and marinate it themselves. It's an open butcher shop, so we have meat hanging up. People bring seasonings in to make their own sausages, so we'll make up the sausages for them with their seasonings. Lucky being in the market, my first boss took me out to the places where he buys his meat from, and I've done the same. Stick with the local growers, stick with the local farmers. Now I'm dealing with the sons of those farmers, which are really good.
There's obviously family history here. It's a family business. Actually, third generation is starting to come through here, which we've sort of said to them, go get an education. And if you want to do something here, that's fine, right? But don't just rely on this place. As opposed to supermarkets, I don't want to bag supermarkets, but you're not going to get that personal interaction as you do at a stalling here. There's a wealth of knowledge with the traders. They have a lot of knowledge, and you know, there's still some old mums and dads that help out behind the scenes that have some awesome recipes. Customers should come in and ask about the recipes. They'll be happy to hand them over. The produce here is fresh. It gets turned over very quickly, and I think there is no other variety in this state as you would find in the Central Market.
Hello dear, how are you?
Coming up after the break, I'll show you something that's super special that I bet you any money 99% of you have never been to. It's the Gawler Ranges, and I'll tell you one thing, it's nowhere near Gawler. We'll catch you in a sec. Yeah!
South Aussie with Cosi. South Aussie with Cosi.
South Aussie with Cosi has teamed up with Discovery Holiday Parks to give you guys free holidays. And the really good thing is you can choose where you want to go. You see, Discovery Holiday Parks have got 5 parks around South Australia. Test my knowledge here. There's Robe, there's Barmera, there's Semaphore, there's Clare, and right here at Whyalla Foreshore. If you want to win one, it's really, really easy. Just go to South Aussie with Cosi's Facebook page, like and enter.
Here we are, standing on Mount Isa Station, and from the high water mark of Lake Gairdner is the Lake Gairdner National Park. Lake Gairdner stretches 160 kilometres from north to south, and it broadens out to 40 kilometres wide. About the size of Kangaroo Island, actually. I was born and bred here. Still trying to escape, but it's too beautiful to leave.
Who'd want to leave the top of the Eyre Peninsula? Lake Gairdner's 250 kilometres west of Port Augusta. If you're travelling here, look up this man, one of the state's best tourism operators, and check out this photo he took last week of 2 snakes mating on a road. I've always wondered what would happen if 2 snakes mating kissed each other. Does one die?
I had various hobbies, one being geology and nature. And eventually, through travel, I just realised that this was a place that was going to attract people.
The power of South Aussie with Cosi bringing over international guests, excuse me.
Yeah.
Where are you guys from?
Oh, Taiwan.
Taiwan, yeah? And what do you think of Lake Gardner?
Oh, it's amazing. Amazing here. We have time, so we come here and expect can see like this meter.
Yeah. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Oh.
You can come into this area on your own. I mean, you can stay up here at Mount Ive, and lots of people prefer to do that. But if you want a real in-depth look at the place, you need a bit of local knowledge.
Jeff and wife Irene will be your hosts, and they will make you feel so welcome. I love that. Good service. After a couple of hours, it's like you're part of the family, and these guys know their way around.
Gawler Ranges safaris offer a focus on wildlife and nature. We have a safari camp. We have only 3 tents and another special accommodation we call a swagon. The tents have got 2 bedrooms, so you have a queen double bed in 1 bedroom and 2 singles in the second, so we have families, and each one has its ensuite bathroom. It's self-sustaining, solar power, harvests its own water. It's sitting right in nature, and the nature we've left alone right up to the tents and right up to the dining room. So all the time we have nature, birds, animals, flowers, as was there before we built the camp around you. We offer an all-inclusive tour which takes you into nature, teaches you about nature, and a lot of Australians think they know our animals, but boy, they learn some stuff here. We're in a zone that has a lot of moisture dumped on it at night by the winds off the sea. And so we've got a big animal population that doesn't rely on surface water. They can get it off their fur and off their food, so our wildlife is really sensational. Sturt's Desert Pea was actually discovered here at Lake Gardner by Edward John Eyre, so a state floral emblem in this lost place. But, you know, the flowers in spring are amazing. We don't have too many introduced species to spoil them, to smother them out, and so, yeah, it's a great place to visit, all over the peninsula, in fact.
I don't reckon there's a better spot to sit in South Australia than right here at Lake Gardner. Oh, perhaps not right here. Any chance of some privacy?
We're lucky enough today to be standing here and looking at Lake Gardner covered in water. This is going to be here all winter because there's a reasonable amount there. The water only comes from local rain. It doesn't come from big rivers like Lake Eyre is fed by the big northern rivers. But generally, you'll be lucky to have water on Lake Gardner for a month a year, and it would only be here for a week or 10 days and then it's gone. When it's not here, this is absolutely stunning. We have people coming here from overseas that say that when we drive over, the ride's up here and it suddenly jumps out at you. It's as spectacular as Uluru to come across. And in fact, Hack, Harrison and Warburton came through this area and they actually saw this lake first, and they wrote in their journal that Lake Gardner, after they named it, must be one of the most spectacular things to behold anyone on the continent of Australia. So it was well and truly said by the first European blokes to see it.
We just mind out that place is full of sharks, so just be careful, all right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, just kidding. Have fun.
Oh, yeah. Have fun. Funny.
Yeah.
In February every year, here on the lake, the guys hoping that it's dry. There's a big event called the Dry Lake Race Trials, and that attracts around 2,000 people, or has done the last couple of times. Pretty spectacular, colourful, noisy, but the people that come for those events love the noise. You know, Lake Gardner and the Gawler Ranges are a photographer's paradise. And if you look at GawlerRangesSafaris.com and have a look at the photos we've got on there, it'll give you some idea. It's so easy to get good photos. And all along the edge, you know, there's sculptured rocks. You get salt building up on the rocks in the water that make these fabulous crystal patterns. So every week we come here, there's something different about this place. I was here only 4 days ago and this is different today to what it was then.
I've got to ask you, why are the Gawler Ranges so far from Gawler?
You know, Gawler Ranges are so far from Gawler because they named the place after this Governor Gawler. And I guess they needed a sign closer to Adelaide.
The Eyre Peninsula, they say, is a little bit scary, but a whole lot of fun. This place oozes adventure.
And this is fishing.
But don't think of Eyre Peninsula as Port Lincoln, right? Look further up, my friends. There is a vast amount of the Eyre Peninsula that's hardly been discovered. Discover what's in your own backyard and you're going to feel even more passionate about South Australia. Hey, come and see Lake Gardner. It is simply unreal.
South Aussie with Cosi. Cosi.
Ken Plus and I are on the hunt for the best photographs taken in South Australia. Righto, let's have a look at some. First up, we've got Casey and her photo of Second Valley. Very nice. Waipinga Beach was where Lube took this photo. And this one, Mia took it in the Riverland. Paul was snapping in the Riverland as well. This one's from Loxton. Sarah took this photo at good old St Kilda Playground. Oh, and finally, here's a ripping crop photo from Dark Peak. Kind of like that one. Hey, have you got a great snap of South Australia? Well, send your photos into chemplus.com.au and you could share in over $3,000 worth of prizes, including free SA holidays. Plus, your photo could even be chosen to appear on the Chem Plus calendar or in the Chem Plus catalogue and be seen by thousands. Enter online at chemplus.com.au. Do you know there's over 60 Chem Plus locations all over South Australia? Your community, your Chem Plus. Discovery Holiday Parks have 5 parks located around South Australia, including
Road, Farmra,
yes,
Clare, Semaphore, and Whyalla.
And, my friend, there's something really special about Whyalla, and that is it's located right on the foreshore, so close to the beach. Check this out.
Our sites that we've got, you actually step straight down onto the beach. We've got plenty of cabins that overlook it, which is great for people that like coming here fishing. There's lots of things that you can come and see and do. We get many people that come here and think that it's, only 2 days, and we end up having them stay for a week. So yeah, it's a good spot to stop. Look, there's plenty of things that you can do, like stay here at the caravan park, that isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg. You can come and stay on a site for as little as $34 a night, in a tent or in a van or anything like that you like. But if you are looking for something a little bit more luxurious, you can get one of our deluxe or luxury cabins right overlooking the water. We've got a couple that have got spas. The fishing in Whyalla is actually pretty good. We've got the snapper competition that happens every year, and here in the Discovery Holiday Park, Whyalla Foreshore, we get a lot of people that come and stay for that, and we're seeing a lot more families that are coming and booking in for the competition. But it's not just snapper you can get. I mean, you've got whiting that you can catch straight out the front. And when the crabs are running, the blue swimmer crabs straight out the front as well. I mean, lots of kids go out there with their, mums and dads, and they bag out.
Got to go back in the water. There he goes.
And we've also got the freezers here that they can store their, their fish until they're ready to go. But one of the other good things is that my husband tends to get a little bit involved with the guests that are staying here, and he tends to like to go out and help them fish as well. So it is a really good atmosphere that we create here for people that come fishing, but not just the fishing, for everything. For people that think it's too expensive to come away for a holiday, especially with kids, I mean, I've got 4 kids, so I understand that, there are costs involved. But here, I mean, if you're staying in the caravan park, you've got self-contained cabins, so you can do all your own cooking. If you don't want to stay in a cabin, you can bring your own tent or caravan. And in the park, there's plenty for the kids to do that doesn't cost you anything. And happy kids, happy mum, happy life.
Ready, go! Go, Charlie, go!
There's something really special happening at the park today, a fishing competition raising money for Hard Kids SA. Nicole, you're from Hard Kids SA.
Yes.
It's a great organisation. Am I right in saying 1 in 100 South Aussie kids are born with a heart condition?
That's correct. And Heart Kids, we look after families who have children that have a hole in the heart,
Yep.
a murmur to major complex heart abnormalities. Living with a child with a heart condition can be very stressful and also financially devastating for a family. So Heart Kids helps to make that journey easier for the families.
Because at the moment there's no heart surgery done on children in South Australia. Hey, so a lot of families have to go to Melbourne, which I'm guessing is expensive, and that's kind of where you guys come in.
That's correct. So Heart Kids will help families out with accommodation, meal vouchers and support while they're away.
Okay, listen up, folks. I'm about to show you one of the coolest things I've ever seen in South Australia.
What does your fox say?
Nearly every day, a pod of dolphins comes in to meet the tourists at the Whyalla boat ramp. This is one of the best things you can do with your kids or the grandkids or anyone, in fact.
Dad, look how close the dolphins are!
But they are wild dolphins and there are strict rules.
We're really lucky here. We have about a pod of 9 or 10 dolphins that live here throughout the year, and they're really friendly and really tame. What we really ask people to do is just respect that they are wild animals, so it's actually against the act to feed dolphins, to touch dolphins, and then to approach them without their consent.
you can come and visit the dolphins for free. It doesn't cost a cent, obviously, and they're only a short walk from the Discovery Holiday Park in Whyalla, where you can stay from as cheap as $34 a night. You know, holidays don't have to be pricey, especially right here in South Australia. Your kids are never going to forget an experience like this, but it's up to us as adults to make sure we allocate time to actually do it. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again, pull the kids out of primary school for a couple of days. It's probably easier for you to get a couple of days off work and rack up some I love yous. And that's exactly what these parents have done. I asked the South Aussie With Cosi Facebook friends had they ever met the Whyalla dolphins, and I got these ripping photos sent through. Well, we say bye-bye. That's it for another episode of South Aussie With Cosi. We finish up from here at Whyalla. Discovery's Holiday Park at Whyalla is like a kilometre that way. That's where we're staying. This has got to be one of the best things I've ever seen in South Australia, and I'm calling them the friendliest dolphins in the state. Don't forget, folks, we've got over 100,000 Facebook friends on South Aussie With Cosi and my personal page. We'd love for you to be a Facebook friend as well. Just like South Aussie With Cosi, and you could win yourself a trip here to Whyalla for free. We'll catch you next week. Dolphin!
In South Australia we will go, head away, holiday. South Australia all the way. South Aussie with Cosi.
Semaphore and Whyalla.
But when it comes to Whyalla, mate, there is something super special you actually ruined that whole piece. No, it's my fault.
South Australia all the way, South Aussie with Cosi.
South Aussie With Cosi is proudly brought to you by the South Australian Tourism Commission.
South Aussie with Cosi.
I like possums.